What's good, YouTube? Naturally Unprofessional back with another video. This video is by Chime, parentheses, Hair Crush. The video is the history of black people hair, or black hair. Um, I don't know too much about our black hair history. I know about locks, you know, but I say that about for the end of the story. So let's get into this one. End of the video. Man, I'm tripping today, bro. I'm not
The
editing this
history of
shit out.
black hair, our history. The history behind all elaborate designs and hairstyles originated in different ethnic groups in Africa. The first known example of dreadlocks date back to ancient Egypt, where dreadlocks appeared on
It's
many
Kemet.
artifacts. Ancient Egyptians with dreadlocks have also been recovered from archaeological sites. Socially, hair grooming played a significant part in status and identity in African tribes. It was a way to identify someone's social status based on ethnicity, social rank, age, marital status, wealth, fertility, manhood, religion, and death. Twisting, braiding, cotton or wool thread weaving, adding animal fat or mud and clay were all techniques used to create these elaborate looks. Due to styling taking hours and sometimes days, much like today, women use this time of beautifying as a chance to socialize and form meaningful bonds with one another. In 1444, Europeans began to kidnap Africans of all social statuses and trade them on the west coast of Africa. Many wore elaborate hairstyles. Although the Europeans were first entranced with and admired the complexity of style, texture, and adornment of black hair, something had to be done to rid them of their identity to maintain control and dependency. Many slave owners shaved not only the men's hair but women's hair as well. This was considered an unspeakable crime to many tribes. In 1619, the first slaves were brought to Jamestown. After being on a ship for 3 months in unbearable conditions where hygiene, let alone hair care maintenance, couldn't be maintained, many of the enslaved Africans' hair was matted upon arrival. The enslaved Africans were no longer allowed to speak their native languages, do traditional dances, and maintain their hair in the styles that they chose. All of the African culture and grooming traditions began to disappear. Slave owners wanted to cut off the enslaved Africans' connection to their true self. They pushed their standard of beauty, fair skin, straight hair, and thin facial features. African dark skin, kinky hair, and wider facial features were deemed unattractive. Because of this, lighter skinned, straight hair slaves commanded higher prices at auction.
Man, that's sickening. I mean, there's a lot worse that happened during, after that, but just the manipulation, the control, and just the systematic, like, just the system in general, just what they made us do, and well, not us, but our ancestors do. It's just, man, just the simple stuff of cutting off your hair because, you know, our hair means a lot to us. It gives, from what I remember reading on, the hair gives us power, connect us to the Most High, you know, helps us with our spiritual selves, just like a tree, the ankh. Our bodies is the trunks and I guess the stem of the tree, and the locks, the branches spreading out, and like our life goes on each branch. So to cut it off is like cutting a tree all the way down. And it might not mean a lot, but it spiritually is a lot, and that's why like black hair is so important. Just simple shit, man.
Due to brainwashing and internalizing color consciousness, many blacks promoted the idea that dark skin and kinky hair were less. And internalizing color consciousness, many
Masters and plantation workers, able racial children, finding curly hair subject to, and that's terrible too. That was the way to try to eliminate, the black people. They think that their European genetics could take over the African, which is not true. Anybody would genetics of African descent, or because I don't want to say black people in general, but in African descent, everybody knows that the African genes is the most dominant in any other gene, so it's going to take over. So even if you have 1%, that 1% shows a lot on your body. Then say if you have 1% of European, it's just that dominant, and this is part of the agenda too.
Due to brainwashing and internalizing color consciousness, many blacks promoted the idea that dark skin and kinky hair were less attractive and worth less.
It's still flag. And this is called the slavery curse. The slavery curse is basically the same slave mentality going all the way down to now. Same thing with women's discipline, like the mental illness that you get throughout there is slave minded. Like it's hard to really describe because I ain't got the right words to put it, but basically all the fucked up shit that happened to the slaves, they pass it down to their children, and then they pass it down to their children. That finally got to you. And no, it's not as worse as it was, but it's still slave minded and I guess quote unquote the hood. And you see that now with the systematic oppression, how you got some black people that think the white people can't do no wrong. You got some that feel like they just trapped in the system and gave up on life. It's all just it's messed up. And you got people that don't even want to try to understand where they come from. I'm not saying that if you figure out where you come from, all your problems will be solved, but you still want to kind of know where you come from and their religious beliefs and their, traditions, because that is the souls of your ancestors. Once you open that up, you can open up that bridge between you and them in a spiritual connection. So it's a lot, man, that goes into that, man. But it's fucked up dark shit, man. Oh, see,
The enslaved Africans were given no way to care for their hair. In the 1800s, without combs and the herbal treatments used in Africa, they were forced to use bacon grease, butter, kerosene, and sheep brushes to maintain their hair.
I know, I'm sorry for keep on pausing, but that's another thing about black people, man. It don't matter what situation that we in, and we've been in the lowest of the low situation. We always find some way to pull through, and we like the only people that been through and still going through, systematic oppression, abuse, rape, everything. We're always going to be targeted no matter what because we are the most dominant and the most gifted people that, but we always going to be targeted. Damn, I forgot my damn train of thought. Ain't that something? On a fucking video. Ain't that something? Oh, we always going to make it out and find a way to, make better of the situation that we in. It's just we always come up with everything. Like, we are the key inventors. The only inventors. Everybody else innovated on everything that we invented. And that's something to be proud of, man. No matter the situation. Soul food came out of slavery. Even though you shouldn't eat that shit now. No pigs, hogs. No, but you see what I'm saying? They gave us scraps and we make soul food. Now everybody loves soul food. It's crazy. They cut our hair. We find other ways to do it. It's like, we're so fucking gifted, man. For real. See? They create laws, we create beautiful fabric to cover our hair. And a lot of y'all use it now. Shit, I use a bonnet. You hear? Exactly. Sarah Bartman was one of them.
In 1845, metal hot combs are invented by the French and available to the United States. Many people believe Madam C.J. Walker invented the hot comb, which is incorrect. She developed a range of hair care products for blacks and popularized the press and curl style. In 1865, slavery ended, but the emotional and psychological scars lived on and are still evident today. Quote-unquote good hair, or hair that is finer, curlier, and closer to that of Europeans, becomes a prerequisite for getting jobs, entering certain schools, churches, and social groups.
Systematic oppression.
In the 1920s, Marcus Garvey, a black nationalist, urged his followers to embrace their natural hair and reclaim their African aesthetic. He is quoted as saying, "You must remove the kinks from your mind, not your hair."
That's right. Haile Selassie. All praise to him. Ethiopian ruler. Peaceful man. Oh, there go the locks.
In 1954, George E. Johnson launches a permanent hair straightener for men that can be applied at home. A women's chemical straightener quickly follows. In 1962, actress Cicely Tyson wears cornrows on the TV drama East Side, West Side. This was a big deal because braids weren't considered a finished look for an adult woman. Usually this style was only worn inside the home.
And she rocking the fucking
Angela
boys
Davis
too.
became an icon of Black power with her large afro. The afro became a symbol for Black power and pride. Kinky hair and dark skin is embraced, and the phrase Black is beautiful is coined. In 1968, Diahann Carroll is the first Black woman to star in a television network series. She is said to be the Black version of the all-American girl with straightened, curled hair.
That's one of my idols, man.
In 1971, Melba Tolliver is fired from the ABC affiliate in New York for wearing her hair in an afro. This caused a great deal of controversy. In 1977, the Jerry curl exploded on the Black hair scene. It was deemed a curly perm for Blacks, and the style lasted through the 1980s. In the 1990s, Essence magazine declares sisters love the weave, but natural styles and locks are starting to become more accepted as well.
Locks is beautiful.
In the 2000s, relaxers, braids, and natural styles are explored by African Americans.
How you gonna have a fade without knives? Yeah.
Around 2009, there is a surge in the number of women wearing their hair naturally. Many refer to this as the natural hair movement.
Shouldn't be no movement for some shit that already been established. You should have been doing that. And I have a problem with that too. Like I hate a problem like these new movements of something that should already been established. It shouldn't be no movement for something that should have been established, like the natural hair movement. It should never be no such thing. You should never rely on a group of people just for you to wear your natural hair. You don't need no recognition or no applause for that. That's something that you should do anyway. Natural hair is the best way to go. It's just that simple. I get it. I had long hair too, and a lot of women argument would be it's a lot taking care of that hair. It is. It is. But it just I don't know what to say, but to that, because when I was getting my before I got my locks, I was doing box braids and stuff, and that shit is a lot, man. But you shouldn't never want recognition or applause for something that you're supposed to do, because it's not that hard to do. It's not. Yeah, niggas start taking shit too out of control.
Black hair care is a $1 billion industry. Black women consume 80% of the hair industry.
See, but only owns 3%, and that's terrible. See, if you want to applause owning, that's hard to do during the systematic oppression, especially, if it's something that a lot of black people consume. And it would be granted, all money goes to the same place, no matter if you give it to a black person, white person, or Jewish person. They hold a lot more, with their taxes and stuff, but it all end up going to the same place. So for people that be like, yes, it got to be black owned, It's true, it should be black owned because you want to have a black area. But what are you going to do with that black owned money? Like I was telling a friend, I said, we have a whole bunch of black owned business in our families. I mean, in my family. So if you say I own the business because it's black owned, you came here. That's probably good business. That's a key thing because it's black owned don't mean that you need to, go there. Make sure it's good too. Make sure that their quality is better than the competition. And that should always be the standard. If you're black, you always need to be the best. Always have that friendly competition, but don't let it get out of control. But if I had a black business and y'all came and y'all gave me money, and I just took the money and did nothing with it, because I'm black, that gives you the right to give me the money instead of giving it to a white person that's about to build schools and stuff in there. Now, I'm not saying you should, obviously, you know what I'm trying to say, but, or a Mexican person, I put a use of Mexican person, and they have a place too, but they're giving back to their area and our area by building schools, gyms, recreational facilities for the kids and stuff. But you would give the money to me because I'm black and I'm not doing nothing for the community, and then deprive this Mexican out of money when he's the one that's actually helping. That's the way we need to distribute our money. Give it to the black people that's will actually give back to the community and make the community go forth and progress. Because if you're just giving it to the money to the person, it's like, shit, you might as well just give it to the white people then. Fuck it. Because it ain't going to help you regardless. You still just losing money. Because he black don't make it no different. You still losing money. Especially if you're not helping the community. And I'm not talking about helping the community like he has to do schools and recreation. No, you can help community by hiring more people, taking that money, opening up more business, and hiring more people, giving more people in that community jobs while you opening up black business. Now, if you're gonna do that, that's a great person to support. But they just go to be one business, money hungry, ain't doing nothing, stunting on people, flossing because they got it. Fuck them, for real. Coon ass nigga.
But only own 3%. Keratin and Brazilian treatments are marketed to smooth and straighten natural hair without damaging the hair. Natural soon to find this to be false. Today, black women are wearing their hair in a variety of styles, both relaxed and natural. The number of women wearing their hair naturally has increased significantly due to the education on the harshness of chemicals used in relaxers, scalp conditions, a desire to lead a healthier and more active lifestyle, and a desire for naturally longer and thicker hair. Many believe to truly embrace, understand, and appreciate our hair, especially in its natural state, and how it directly relates to our culture, we must understand its history and be willing to maintain a certain level of integrity and respect regarding it. I wasn't able to list everything, unfortunately. The video would have been way too long, but I encourage you to continue to research about this subject. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see y'all next time. Peace, love, and light.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's a beautiful video. Like she said, she didn't cover everything, but I mean, everybody got the gist of it. That was a beautiful video. Very informative. And yeah, man. That's it for this video, man. Like, comment, subscribe. See you on the next one.